All right, this video we're gonna do some developing building drive, and if you see in this beginning portion, I darted him off. This was the first time that I challenged him, and you're gonna see over time during this training session, he ain't gonna back up anymore. He's gonna start keeping coming forward. So we're developing a defensive drive in a dog, and so that they can stand up and challenge you, or a man or a person that's challenging you or your dog. So this is what we're doing. It has nothing to do with the dog actually biting, attacking, and doing craziness. It's just the dog building the dog's confidence and defensive drive to stand up to a person. So here we go. This is round 2. So now that the dog knows the game, now we're going to start challenging the dog. And every time Coda is challenged, I back up to allow him to know that he won that round. This is to build confidence that whenever someone is challenging him or his owner, that he can back them up with his bark and his snapping and his snarling and his growling. So that is what we're doing right here. We're doing defensive drive building, and we're building a drive of this German Shepherd so that he can challenge someone. So when we step in there with a bite suit or a bite sleeve, he won't back up. He'll keep coming forward and he'll keep snapping until he bites the sleeve. This is called puppy development. This is bite development. This is what goes into building a protection dog. Is these simple tasks right here is building the dog's confidence to stand in there and to bite and fight and not to flight. So this is what we're at with training with Coda in this session. So we're just showing you basically what confidence building looks like if dogs are not doing it as an agility or anything else. We're teaching him that whenever he's challenged by a person, and you can tell, and this is, I'm not wearing any kind of protective equipment because I'm doing civil work. I'm trying to get this dog to understand that they're not going to just be reactive every time someone has on a sleeve or a bite suit, but whenever someone is challenging him and his owner, to be reactive, to stand in there to fight and not fight. So that's all we're trying to do in this session. If we're teaching the dog to fight and not flight, we're building the dog's confidence, we're getting them ready for the fight, and we're starting to build stamina within the arena. So his barking and walking me off is him winning the challenge of confidence, because every time I run away, his confidence starts to get bigger, better, and better, and more. He'll be barking at squirrels and all kind of things. So in that last session you saw, I was stalking him. I slowed it down real quick so you can see the stress level that goes into getting a dog to start to build their confidence with defensive drive building. And you're going to see in this video, you can see he's snapping, he's snarling. He had foam coming off his mouth. We're stressing the dog. So this is something you don't want to do when it's 99 degrees outside. You really want to do this type of training when the weather is between 80 and 85 degrees, a little less, because the dog is going to build up heat. They're sweating, they're panting, and they're extremely excited. So you don't want to overexcite a dog and hot, and then they pass out and die. So that's what we're doing here, is we're building defensive drive. They're challenging a dog, and the dog snapping and barking at us before we actually start throwing bite sleeves and bite suits at the dog. We're building their drive to stand their ground and not retreat when they're being challenged by the decoy. So this is the most important part of protection work, is building defensive drive for the dog.
For the bite, I'm building his drive. So we're getting him excited about chasing, ultimately, and defending off someone off of you. You know what I mean? So if I come in and I start to walk in on you like I'm regular.
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
You see how he immediately
snapped.
to get me out of that bubble.
Good boy, Coda. So him circling you is a good thing.
Yeah, he's trying to keep me like, I'll watch this. He's making sure he's between me and you.
Gotcha. Good boy, Coda. Good boy. Good boy. He's a good boy.
He's defending you. He's keeping me back. Every time that I go backwards, he wins. He wins the confrontation. So
That's why he comes back.
Yeah, he wants to drive me off. So if you notice, I start start
boy.
to back up, he'll pull harder.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I fucking got you. I backed you up, dude.
Good boy.
That's it. The more I back
Good
up,
boy.
the more he
Yes, you're
his
good boy.
confidence.
Good boy.
So that's confidence. Your dog has to be out front for them to do bite work. So we have to keep him out front.
Good boy, Coda. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Pass him. Pass him. Good boy. Good boy, Kodak. So my thing is that he acts like this. If we go outside, he'll circle me the whole time I'm outside. Right?
Yeah. He's
But
hurt.
as soon as Lucy comes, he immediately starts acting like a
Right.
completely different dog. Like when I'm telling you, like right now, if he would have done it and Lucy would have been here, if he would have saw Lucy piss, because Lucy would have pissed, he would have pissed.
Right.
So that's what I'm worried about, is that it's getting to the point where, like yesterday, 3 dogs came up running in our front yard, and he immediately went to go attack them because they entered our yard.
Right.
But then Lucy ran outside because she was like, "What the hell's going on?" And Lucy immediately started shivering, and he backed off and he ran inside. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Pass him.
And so we build his confidence slowly, because if we move too quick, this is what's gonna happen. You see that?
Yeah.
Now, if I was to keep building his confidence like this over time, say about a week or 2, and I did like this, he would charge forward.
I mean, that's what he does to us.
Right.
Like if I do this to Randy,
Right.
he'll immediately run up to me and jump on me and try to get my hand.
Right, but any dog that hasn't seen that
A stick
motion,
or anything.
that motion, that whether they're abused or not, they're going to do what he did. Right, that's natural. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, a dog that's been training and developing, and I do like this is code word, bite that motherfucker. You know what I mean? So it's just developing. Now you understand what I'm talking about, like.